What's going on, guys? Welcome to Own the Chaos, where we talk about everything OTC. My name is Brad, and I'm your host here today. So for those of you visiting for the first time, welcome. And what we talk about here are over-the-counter stocks. If you're not familiar with them, stay tuned. We'll go over some of the great plays that we had this week, and hopefully I'll earn your subscription and a like on this video if you learned something. So for those of you returning, welcome back. Appreciate you coming back to the chaos that is the OTC. So two stocks that I had at the beginning of the week that I told you guys to watch for made up big. CMGO, which I covered the other day, but we can revisit that. And then GMOS really started to come alive today. And one stock that I told you that was one to watch for the month of May was MCGI. That was another one that really started to come into its own today. I think a little bit more, people are starting to lose interest in MCGI because we're waiting on some filings and whatever else. But there's another filing that came out today in order for it to get current, which is a major catalyst in the OTC. So we will see where it goes from there. But I kind of wanted to show you how I break those down, the potential that I saw in those, and why I chose to go into the, invest into those companies. And maybe you can then learn something from that and understand where I'm coming from so that you can make that decision on your own in your own trading portfolio, career, whatever. So just kind of welcoming some people here. Damien, welcome. What's going on, man? Dylan, Ryan, how's it going, man? Aloha. I know Ryan, he's in Hawaii. I hope you're staying away from the volcano. I talked to him for a little bit, guys. Ryan is actually on the big island where that volcano is. Fortunately, he's on the other side of that island, not subject to any burning homes or anything like that. Sick, chaotic, hey, what's going on? Love the name. Nico, what's going on? Watching more of your vids, that's good to hear. Neil, how's it going? Val, Val's in Hawaii too, or in Maui. Awesome. You guys need to invite me out. I really need, whenever I'm ready to make a trip out to Hawaii, I will let you guys know. Maybe you can give me a place to stay or something. Love your videos. Made some money on AXA. Awesome. Good to hear. NGB Productions. What's going on? Ariana. How's it going? All right, guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen here, and I will share with you the plays that I made and why I saw potential in these. So let's see here. Bear with me one sec. On these. So that screen, but I'm going to show you first off MCGI. This is one that I watched that I told you guys at the beginning of the month was one to watch for the month of May. And this past Tuesday, if you guys are following me in our Discord chat group, and if you're not familiar with that, there is a link in the description for Discord where we talk and chat every day, that I was getting a little frustrated because we hadn't got any filings out on MCGI in a little bit. But I knew that the potential was there. The CEO of MCGI is the same CEO of Jobs.com, and I can't for the life of me think that whatever reason they're going to not come through on this. So I decided to actually add to my position on MCGI, and I'm glad I did because the 10K filing came out on that today, and that is right here. So there's a Form 10K. So the reason these filings are coming out is because they are behind on their filings, and they're looking to get current. And one thing to keep in mind of when companies are looking to get current is that there's usually some reason for that. It's not for the simple fact of just getting current, making sure that all the filings are up to date, but there's usually another catalyst to follow. It could be anything from a merger to maybe an acquisition or whatever. But the point is to that they are looking to get current, and they're not reinstated yet with the Nevada Secretary of State, so that will be another catalyst to watch out for. And I call this out, guys, well into the triple zeros, the very end of April, and it's shaping up to be a pretty quality stock here towards the end of May. I think, and I have reason to believe that it's going to continue to gain attention the more we get closer to getting current. As of right now, they have a few more filings. I think they need to get 2017 under order, and usually with the less amount of time they have to cover, the easier it is to get those filings in. So if all they have to worry about is last year's filings, it should be easier for them to get those filings in than it was for the previous years, just because they have to go back so far that sometimes it takes a while to get that in order. 2017 should be much less of a problem, and then we could see reinstatement for the Nevada Secretary of State, and then who knows, after that we could see, you know, a good catalyst come out of this. Is there, and again, I want to reiterate that it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a catalyst that comes out. It just means that there could be. But anyway, I just wanted to check, see how you guys were doing. So the other one was GMOS, and this was another one that was a stock to watch for the month of May. As well as a stock to watch for this week. Now, why is that? Because if you watched my videos on the stock to watch for, I'm not going to rehash all of it, but for the beginning of May was because the owner or the person who's seeking custodianship over this stock on May 24th is Joseph Accaro's lawyer. Now, Joseph Accaro, if you guys are familiar with, I'll go ahead and re-up that, is that Joseph Accaro is one of the masters at taking a shell company and turning it into a monster. We saw that with LRDR, CYPE, and among many others that Joseph Accaro has been a part of. Now, this is not directly involved with Joseph Accaro, but this is his right-hand man. This is his lawyer, who's done all of those other custodianships for Joseph Accaro. And it looks like his lawyer is taking care of this one himself. And we saw that this awesome ascension here from when it was first discovered that his lawyer was taking it over to, and as I have disclosed with you guys after this dip here, that the closer we got to that custodianship date, we should see a decent run, and we are starting to get to that point. Today it closed at the high of the day, and we're getting really close to, again, those 52-week highs. I have reason to believe that we'll start to see more of that the closer we get to that May 24th date. The other one is obviously CMGO. You know, I covered it yesterday. I don't want to go into it too much more, but that's another one where we will see more of a run the closer we get to that May 31st court date, in my opinion. History has shown us that these court case plays are really good ones to be a part of. NTLK and BRKK are ones that come to mind as of recent. They ran, you know, multiple pennies, and I don't have any reason to believe that this won't. As I discussed with you guys, though, that I did protect that initial investment. I sold that initial investment and kept that. And everything else that's in my position right now for CMGO, as well as these other plays, are all free shares. That's the strategy that I run when I buy into something that I see potential in. I get to a certain point in profit. Usually it's 100% because I'm looking at positions that are going to gain me 100% or more, and I will sell that initial position at 100 once I reach 100%, so that I can protect that and use that to buy something else. And so that's what I found success in. I know that there's a lot of you guys out there that's also found success in that, when going to buy and then choosing when to sell a stock. And so yeah, and then that's just it. So those three stocks, two of them were ones to watch for the month of May. One of them was one to watch for this week, and they all panned out so far. It's been pretty awesome to see. So super excited for next week and beyond. So with that, guys, if you guys know, as you know, if you're not familiar, haven't visited my channel before, I always like to kind of revisit and answer questions from anybody who has had them or has questions about OTC stocks or any of the plays that I made today. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer some of those questions for you. It doesn't look like I got too many. How about MSPC? How many more filings do they have to go? So MSPC just has one more quarterly filing to go. That's why they have a stop sign on their on OTC markets. Once they get that filing in, then they should be current, and they will just be simply an OTC pink, and it should be exciting to see the catalysts that may come out after that. I still have a pretty sizable position in that one, and we'll just see what happens after they go current. Julie said, made it, welcome. Didn't do so well in ADAC. What do you think? I actually got out of ADAC a while ago, and I did announce that in the Discord room. I don't know why ADAC did so poorly. I think they still have a lot of dilution issues that were kind of like unforeseen until they started coming out with really great catalysts, and then nothing happened after that. So it's like people were buying into dilution, and it started to become evident of that. And then that's when I decided to get out, because some of the stuff they were coming out with would send any low float non-dilutive stock to the moon, really, and it just didn't. And that's kind of one thing you need to watch out for. If you're in a position and it doesn't really react to what would be perceived as really good news, then maybe you need to try and figure out why. And for ADAC, that was dilution that was occurring, and it just wasn't good. I mean, it's great that they have OTCQB, uplisting and all this other stuff, but like, it doesn't mean anything if the share structure is poor and they just keep diluting the stock. So I got out of that one. You're just gonna have to assess your situation and see if it's something that you see yourself getting out of, or if you still see the potential, then hang in there. Maybe the dilution isn't far from being over, so who knows. I just had to move on from it because I was just becoming impatient and saw kind of the writing on the wall, at least for now. New to ODC. How do you go about DD for these stocks? So John was asking about due diligence. So I have plenty of videos out on due diligence. I just kind of encourage you to go back and check some of my older videos on how I do that. Every video, I wouldn't say every video, but like I have a lot of them that goes over how to do due diligence and that sort of thing. So I encourage you to do that. How do you know there's news coming up? So there's a lot of reasons why I know. Sometimes it's just through my scanner. I actually use Equity Feed. It's the best scanner that I think money can buy. I have a link for Equity Feed. You can click into the description and get 10% off their subscription. And by entering Brad Smith. By no means do they sponsor me or they pay me to say any of that. I just have an affiliate link there, so you can get 10% off by using the referral code Brad Smith for Equity Feed. But that's how I get a lot of my news, and that's how I am able to find volume that comes in unexpectedly, like unusual volume, and you try to figure out why. And so then when that volume pops, then you're like, okay, well, is there some kind of news that came out on this, or what do I do? And then I start digging, looking at share structure and looking at the potential news that might have just come out or whatever, and then make my decision to buy off of that. There's certain catalysts and criteria that I have that I would instantly buy on based off of certain catalysts, such as mergers or reinstatements or whatever. Based off of, as long as like share structure is good and there's not super dilution going on or something like that. I'm newer to the OTC world. Do you have a video on why filing is important? I absolutely do. I have several videos on several different filings, such as Form 4s, 8Ks, and that sort of thing. So I encourage you to check that out. Guys, also, I'm coming out with my course as well here very soon, coming in June. So stay tuned for that. They'll answer a lot of these questions as well. I'm looking forward to being able to provide that service for you, as well as the WeTrade HQ website that's coming out. Links in the description for that as well if you want to sign up and get notified when we go live for that. When do you decide to withdraw profits for personal use? It depends. I try to just sell when I'm happy, and that's what I've always been taught. So when I protect my initial investment and I am riding free shares, and I can look at a couple of things. I can look at the charts, and I use Bollinger Bands as well as RSI to kind of determine, okay, I'm at a point where it looks like it's overbought. Maybe this is going to be my exit point because it's showing that it's overbought. I already saved my initial investment. This could be potentially as high as it'll go based off of the RSI and Bollinger Band indicators that I use. So that's usually one of the reasons why I'll end up selling the rest of my position. But oftentimes you can sell into the run. So like if I get out of my initial position and I'm waiting for a catalyst to arrive and it starts to run, then I'll just sell at chunks at a time as it rides up. And I'll sell on the ask price. I never sell on the bid price when it's running up like that. How come you're not in Ricky's LPP private Discord chat? I'm not in there because Ricky doesn't do OTCs, and what Ricky's style of trading has nothing to do with my style of trading, so I wouldn't be much of a benefit in that chat group. But stay tuned. Again, I'm going to be having my own, so no worries there, and I'll update you guys as soon as I know more.
Is the course different from all your YouTube videos? It's not going to be completely different. You know, it's not going to be a 180. It's going to have its similarities, but what it's going to do is basically condense everything. You know, I have 100 videos on YouTube now, and so it's going to condense everything that I have on YouTube into a nice, neat little package so that it's much easier for you to follow and comprehend. And you know, there's no secret that I'm keeping from you out here on YouTube that I'm going to be exposing in my course. But it's just it makes it more convenient for you, and it makes it easier for you to learn by providing this course, and it makes it much more structured, I guess. Equity feed only for OTC? No, equity feed you can use for any platform, or you can use for New York Stock Exchange stocks as well. Are you going to have an app for HQ? Yes, we are going to have an app for HQ, but not right off the bat. We're going to go live with the website first and start building that app as well. Okay, will the chat room be the same? I think it'll be the same. It's not going to be the same chat room that we're in right now. We're going to probably move folks over. I'm not sure yet. I haven't gotten all those details, and I don't want to disclose anything without consulting with certain people first. But guys, these are great questions. I love you guys tuning in. I love the engagement. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there. Just kind of wanted to make a quick video and kind of show you guys how I saw potential in the beginning of the week for these stocks to make big runs, and then they did. And we all won big. For those of you who you know, saw potential in those stocks as well, there's plenty of other ones that were out there that really ran. GMGI, there's a lot of people that were in that I was not, and COHO was another one that people were in. So these aren't just stocks that I'm playing that everybody's just following along with. I want you to understand that as well. What I'm here to do is to teach you how to find stocks on your own, and that's what people are doing in the chat group, and they're buying and trading stocks that I have nothing to do with. So it's really awesome to see people coming together and doing this on their own, because that was the whole point, was to be able to get you guys to just do it on your own and not really spoon feed you anything, but, you know, teaching a man to fish so he, you know, can eat for a lifetime. So anyway, guys, with that, please, if you guys are visiting for the first time, I really would appreciate your subscription to this channel, and then you can get alerts whenever I go live. And if you learned something today, of course, please like this video as well. And as always, guys, I will see you all before the Monday's bell. And that's all I got for you guys. B. Smith is out.